Hello everybody, my name is Jeff H. Malum and welcome to a new video on my channel. What a rarity at the moment. First, I really want to say I'm so sorry, but I am currently just not able to get uploads out on a weekly basis. I'm really trying my very best to create new videos and bring them online as soon as I can. But currently, I really just don't have the time to edit them. That's the main problem, and also to capture them actually. I have some videos in store, also an interview with a guest, but yeah, I just don't have the time currently to really edit those videos. But I'm trying my very best to start, well, uploading regularly again very soon. I think by mid to end June, my time schedule will, well, become less tight, so I will again finally be able to upload videos. And this is also when I will be giving you some more updates on upcoming releases, upcoming novels, upcoming novellas from me. But today I want to talk about something completely different. Well, actually not that different. It's a novel, but it's not a novel by me. It's, as you probably have seen in the title, it's the novel The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I have the original English version here as well as one of the German translations. And I have read it in the English original and compared some parts to this German translation. However, I clearly have to say this straight away. It's very easy for me to say that I prefer the English version over the German translation because there were many things that, in my opinion, just didn't really work as well as they did in the original. But I think that's always somehow the problem with original versus translation, right? Now, this video is just like my Casino Royale review that I uploaded a couple of months ago. This is going to be more like an immediate reaction response like review and not a professional novel review. So I'm not reviewing the exact structure and how, whatever, not this professional, profound, educated opinion. It's just my immediate, more like emotional reaction to The Catcher in the Rye, which I have finished reading for the first time ever just a couple of days ago, actually. Something else that I want to say before I start talking about it in more detail is be aware there will be spoilers in this video. So this is not a review you should watch for deciding whether you should read the novel or not. You should basically, well, have read this before watching this video because I will spoil everything possibly, maybe even the end. Yeah, just that warning straight ahead. Okay, now why did I decide to read The Catcher in the Rye? Actually, I wanted to read it for quite a long time because a member of my family is a huge fan of the book, and this person and me, we share a lot of taste in this kind of stuff, also in movies and so on. And now I never really had the time, or I always read something else or whatever. I didn't read it until now, but now I had to read it for university. Actually, I had to read the German version for university, but I didn't want to, so I just read the original anyways. And I have to admit, for the last few months, maybe for the last year or 2 years, I really had trouble reading at all because, as you might have guessed from what I said at the start of the beginning, my time schedule is extremely packed. It's extremely stuffed, extremely full, and I only get few free time, and I really have to think a lot about how I spend this free time. And sadly, that does not too often go into reading books. But I'm still trying to do this as often as I can. Now, why I'm saying this is because from the few books that I read over the past few years, this is definitely one of those that I read through rather quickly. So it didn't take me much time. I really just rushed through it, but not rushing through it in a sense of, yeah, whatever, but I was actually so drawn into the story and the writing style that I finished it quickly, and I was surprised by myself because I am a very slow reader, and I was surprised how fast I was able to finish this book. Now, I have to say that, and I guess you guessed that from what I just said, I really liked that book. I know there are lots of people who don't or who didn't like it, but I really enjoyed it. And the problem is I can't really explain it. First of all, about the story. I enjoyed the story at most parts, but not the whole time. I think this was something like a if I were to draw it, I really loved the beginning. Okay, no, this is wrong. I really loved the beginning. So it started up here, right? Let's do a chart like that. Okay, this is the beginning of the story, and this is how much I liked it. Okay, and I really loved the beginning, and it went like this for a long time. And then when Holden goes to New York and does that and that and that in the city, I I thought this was somehow less interesting. I liked it less, and then there was this stuff with the nuns, and I was completely confused. But then again, it went up and uh, was probably like this until the end of the story. So I really liked the start when Holden Caulfield was still at Pansy. I think this was actually my favorite part of the whole story. I don't know why, but it really, yeah, I just really liked the way he interacted with his comrades and his fellow students and talked about them. And also, this is what I have to say: whenever Pansy, the school he attended, was named later in the story, when he was talking about his experiences again, even though he was no longer there. Those were my favorite parts of the story, and especially the one I think this was my very favorite point of the story, when he talked about this English teacher. What was his name again? I think Mr. Antonelli or something like that. And he explained how one of his fellow students basically was pushed to suicide, and then this English teacher was the one who made sure that nobody sees the corpse anymore and deals with it. And this was so shocking to me, and I think this was the point when I realized that there's really something like really not going well with Holden in his head. I think right from the start, one was able to see or to understand that something's wrong with the main character, not just because he was thrown out of tons of schools and because he was just constantly filled with that hateful language or hate in general. You could already guess that something's wrong, but I think I personally didn't realize until this point really like how wrong something is with him. And I'm still now at the end, in the end, and spoiler alerts at least now, in the end he says that he is like getting treatment, right? He says like, where is it? Something like we have this psychoanalyst here and so on. So he's in treatment. He tells you that finally in the end, but he doesn't really tell you what exactly his problem is, right? There were many people he met that kind of gave you some ideas of what might be wrong, but in the end you don't really know what exactly is wrong. My personal guess would be something like some kind of how's it pronounced in English, like schizophrenia or something like that. But I'm not an expert on terms of psychology, psychiatry, and so on. So I don't know, but that is my guess. And then after I finished reading, I went over the book, just opened some chapters again, and then I realized like, damn, something was wrong. And the more I thought about the events that happened after I was finished reading, the more I thought about this. um, is he really like? Can we really trust what Holden Caulfield tells you? And I think this is a very common thing. I think this is nothing new I came up with. Like everybody probably knows that this is what the story is about. Um, but it doesn't exactly show you in the end where those passages were, right? There are movies and books that also deal with this problem, that you can't trust the narrator. Um, but most of them in the end somehow show you where exactly the problem was and where exactly the passages were that you could not trust. And this was not the case here. So even when you were to read it a second time, you would still have to guess, is that what he says here really happening? Was that really happening? Or is that the truth? Is it not? Is it a lie? Or is it just not exactly accurate? And yeah, I'm really excited now because I just finished reading it like a couple of days ago. And I really want to dig into secondary literature now to find out if there's any proof for those kinds of things. Because I have some theories, for example, the whole conversation with, I think their names was the Spencers or so, somewhere right at the start of the story. I can't remember right now where exactly it was. I think they were called the Spencers. I'm not too sure though. And after thinking about it again, I had this feeling like, was this actually really happening, or was this person really telling exactly those things to you, or were you just making those things up? And to give it to us right at the start of the story, so we have well, this exact picture of you at the start of the story, Holden Caulfield. And then there were so many other things where you could really see like something's going wrong. Like my favorite scene that I told you about when they talk about the suicide of one of the kids at school, or well, the death of one of the kids at school, and he just explains like, yeah, he was there, blood in his teeth, all over the place, and yeah, there was this corpse and no one really dealt with it until this teacher came and put it away. Yeah, whatever. And really, if I were to witness such a thing, and I don't know if I even could talk about it at all. And even if I could talk about it at all, one day I could not explain it just like that. Yeah, there was this corpse and some blood and teeth, and then some teacher came and put it away. What the actual fuck? Okay, I already want to start coming to an end of this video. As I told you, this is not a deep analysis. This is not a professional opinion. This is just an immediate response reaction. There will be another video on this sometime in the future in my lecture series that is currently on hold, but it will come back soon. And there will definitely be a lecture on this as well, but I have to dig into it way more to come up with that. There's just one thing that I have to say. One thing that I don't know. I don't want to say that I dislike, because I don't really. I didn't really dislike it. But something that kind of messed up my expectations. That kind of was a little letdown or a little disappointment in the end. And this is actually how it ended. And I don't mean the last chapter, this one page. I don't mean this one page where he tells you, yeah, basically, I'm in therapy now. This was a good ending. But right before the book ended, or right before this chapter, he was having a good time with his sister, and I really liked this chapter, but I was surprised that it ended there, because this man, or this boy, was so effed up in the head, kind of, that I was really expecting some kind of escalation in the end. This whole story showed you how filled he is with hate, that I was really surprised that in the end nothing happened. I personally would have guessed that he kind of accidentally would have started assaulting his sister, like attacking her, not killing her, but attacking her, and then realizing, oh my God, what did I just do? And then going into therapy or something like that. Or I could have even guessed, actually, in the middle of the story, when there is this girl he pays to have sex with. This is or not have sex with in the end. This is also a point in the story where I think he might have not told the truth, because I personally think that this man who manages those girls, I don't know the term what this is called right now, but I think he really said $10, not $5, as he remembered. But whatever, I don't have proof for that. However, even in that scene, I already thought, oh my God, he's gonna kill that guy. And he didn't. And there were many other occasions later in the story where I was really thinking, dude, he's gonna kill that person right now. And I personally was somehow really expecting him to get violent in the end, to make this be the cause for going into therapy or even jail or whatever. They don't say what kind of therapy, right? Is he in a sanatorium, or is he just at therapy, or is he in a jail and they're in therapy? We don't really know this at the end. So I was really expecting an escalation, and I didn't get that escalation. And well, I don't want to say that I was disappointed, because I feel like maybe this was right to not escalate it in the end. But then again, this was my expectation for at least half the novel, and it really messed with it in the end. Yeah, but that is obviously not Salinger's fault, not the book's fault. This is my fault. I lay out wrong expectations. But yeah, that is my only criticism. I think I perhaps would have liked it more if there was an escalation in the end, but I cannot tell, because there wasn't, right? Yeah. So, this is somehow my like graph from start to finish. And you can see it's still very, very high, with the lowest point being here at, I don't know, 64 points, whatever. So I really like the novel. And that's it about The Catch in the Rye. Everything I wanted to say about it for now, I think. I'm pretty sure I forgot most of the things I actually wanted to say, but doesn't matter right now. Please comment below how you liked the book. And you can also ask me questions. I'm ready to respond to that at any time. As I said, I only gave you a brief overview over my response reaction, and not all of my thoughts about it. Obviously, I would have to go through every scene, and no one has the time for that, right? So yeah, I'm open to extend my opinion and everything in the comment section below. So just type it in down there, whatever you think and whatever you want to know. That's it from my side, and yeah, see you in another video very, very, very soon, hopefully. And yeah, my name is Jeff H. Malum, and I hope you'll have a great day, and read you all soon. Bye bye.